What's going on, guys? It's recap time. I think today is going to be very, very useful for you guys because this whole thing where I'm starting to trade futures is just, it's really difficult. And it feels like I'm maybe starting over again with a lot of things. Like I made some, well, I really only made one crucial error, kind of critical mistake in trading these futures, and it was averaging down a loser. Now, I'm a little more experienced than I was before, so it was within my risk limits. But things can get really scary really quick if you do stuff like that. And then I took a breather, I stopped out of the whole position right here, and I took it at the level that I should have taken it. I had confirmation, so I doubled to full size again, and then I was selling at very, very good levels. Um, See how much better this chart looks right here, or these entries and these exits right here. I actually went short right here as well. So you're gonna see some pretty good trading, and at the same time you're gonna see, some very rudimentary or whatever type of errors. So let's go through it. I traded the MES today and TBLT. I'm only up like $100 today. Not that well. I mean, that's not bad. Let's just. I was gonna say that's not good, but that's not bad. Considering I was down like $300 at one point, at least. I think actually $400. Let me show you what happened here. Let's just go right to the video. So, what I was watching at the open was TBLT. And I had marked out my 125 level from the daily and my 135 level from the daily, and I said this is the range that I want to trade and this is what I'm going to do. So there's no other level in here, just those two levels. I was playing it off of price action at this point. So the market opens, I already have an order in at 125. That's where I want to get in. The funny thing is that I find I always do the worst when I have those preemptive type of orders. But anyways, we're holding here on VWAP as well. Now we're kind of dumping, and I think maybe this trade's not going to work out. But we came to a lower point. We came to 120, which is kind of this breakout point before this volume. So I added to 1,500 shares, and then I immediately put in a stop for the full thing under the lows, or just above the lows, actually right here. And I get stopped out of this. Again, you're gonna see it's embarrassing to show this because this is a mistake I make day after day after day. I put my stop at an inappropriate spot, and then I get stopped out and I rebuy. So I rebuy for the opening range breakout. So I'm back in at 122 after stopping out at 120. And this thing is finally gathering the momentum. 127, 28, 29, 30, 31. I was waiting for 35. I didn't want to sell right here. There's no reason to sell right there. So if I had just been in that first trade still, rather than getting stopped out, this would have been fine, because eventually this comes back down and I say to myself, okay, if this fails, then this probably will keep going lower again. There's a lot of people stepping up on the bid here, but it's getting sold into like crazy. 1,000 shares, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 2,000, 1,000, 1,800. There's a lot of selling going on here, like hundreds. There's 2,000 here. So I bail out of the position, and I'm down $125 on this stock. At first glance, you can say, wow, Tom, you respected your risk, you made some pretty big mistakes, and you had full size, and you still were only down 125 after 2 trades. And that is true. That's why this isn't completely terrible. But I think the point and what I need to learn from this is to not keep making the same friggin' mistakes. I don't think I could have really changed my entry on this one. I think that was fine. I think the mistake was setting my stop above the lows here. I didn't accept the risk of the trade, which would have been $80 or $90 at that point. See, I moved it up to 120. I shouldn't have moved it up to 120. I should have had it at 117. I think that's where I should have put it, under the lows. Because, see, it never went under 120. And then I just rebought immediately on the ask, and I'm back in, but I already have a loser. So do you see what I'm getting at here? Like, the stop placement is the actual problem here. Because otherwise, the second trade here that I'm already in would have just been the first trade without stopping out. So that's something I have to work on, is stop placement. And I want you guys to see the progress of stop placement. I'm going to work on that. That's going to be one of the things I work on all throughout May. And yeah, I'm going to improve. I know I am. I have the confidence now to say that I am able to fix things in my trading, and I'm going to work on that. It should not have been right here. There was nothing right there. It should have been at the low of this candle, because if it breaks through the low, then sure, we'll capitulate lower, and I don't want to be a part of that. So that was that. So I even told myself and I did this for the video because I think the other day I took this again. I took a setup like this again when it came back up to VWAP. Remember, I was longing that, and I said, this is where people short. Don't take it here. So I think it's funny that I wrote this. Because I knew right away that I was already improving, because I said, the long is dead. I'm not taking it again. This is where people are going to start hammering it short under this level, this double top right here. And sure enough, if you look at it, what is it, TBLT? Well, it's higher now, but from that point on, this is where it was. It came right up to 125, pinpoint to the level, and then that was the short, and then it just died. It sunk, what is that, 10%. So I think it's kind of funny that I wrote that, and also just very, very true that I'm improving, and I couldn't short it there. It's not shortable, but I didn't take the long. So let's get into the futures trade. That was the only equity trade I took, and then the futures trade. So again, I'm learning with futures, and it's hard. You know, I'm not always so sure what I'm doing, and I get scared out by sizing. I get scared out by P&L. I'm trading the P&L and not the chart. I really need to work on it, and I will work on it, and I will get better, but there's just some kind of takeaways. So I got short at a good spot. I took reasonable size, but I think that's too small a size for me. I think I should be using 5 contracts at a time, potentially with a maximum of 10. And this level here is one of those, you know, full size type of setups. It kind of double topped. I wasn't adding any for some reason, and then the trade started working out. But I only have 2 contracts. So it comes lower. I'm adding now because I didn't have enough size. So that's my first trading error, and then I take that contract off immediately. But I shouldn't be doing that. I should just be full size into strength if I'm shorting, rather than adding to it as, like, this is no man's land. There's no level in here. So that was that. It comes lower and lower here. I didn't take any off here, and I should have, because this is the low. Again, if we look on the SPY, if I just bring up the SPY, this was that low. Oh no, sorry, right here was the low. So I should have been taking some off. Or no, that was not the low. This was the low. I should have been taking some off at this level. 285, like whole numbers, are really, really big levels. And 285 is the high of this candle, and the low, no, not the low of that candle. So the top of these 2 candles, it's a very well respected level, and I didn't take any off there, and then it came back up. which was the perfect short opportunity. You can see here into VWAP. VWAP is right here. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of faint. So that would have been a great addition to the short after taking off contracts here. So not only did I do that, I covered up here and it was kind of sloppy. And then I already switched my thesis for some reason. I think, okay, we're going to move higher. And I'm looking for the long now. So that was trading error number, well, three, I guess, because this was 1. Covering here instead of here was 2. This is 3. And I'm averaging down. I'm going from 2 to 5 to 10. Now right here is the level. So right here, it was do or die on the SPY. It was either holding this pre-market low right here, or it was not. So this was a good spot to add. But I shouldn't have been taking the contracts sooner than that, to be honest. So I'm just waiting to see how it reacts. It's getting bought back up. See, I'm just waiting. I got my hand on the trigger. I add there, and I'm just waiting for a little bit more confirmation. And it's going against me now, and I think, okay, like these levels sometimes do that, and then they're bought back up. So I think I add just a 20 here. Yeah, so it surges back up, and then it comes back down. And I add to 20 at a very good spot. But then, okay, well, that was me trying to override something. The size limit. And I put in my stop right away because this is already starting to get out of hand. Because with futures, well, with anything, if you average down, you average down, you average down, you can blow your account so easily. And I was being mindful of that, right? Like this much of a loss isn't that big for me, even though I was averaging down, averaging down, averaging down, averaging down. It's a terrible habit, and I realize that, and I'm trying to fix it. But it was with such small size that it's not going to blow my account, right? So I have the risk rules and the risk limits in place that I've been training for, over a year now. So that's what saves me from blowing the account. But that doesn't make it any better to be averaging down. So anyways, I do get stopped out of that. I have a decently fat loss. I have that. I have the TBLT loss. And I'm thinking, I'm either done right now, and I should be done, or I'm going to try it one more time where I should be taking it. And it made it down to my level. Again, if I show you on the SPY here, I had this marked out on the SPY. No, it was 284. 284. So I waited for my level. I took 10 contracts right here. And then this was violently bought up off of 284. So I took another 10 contracts right here. And then I sold right here. And I sold here. And I went short right here. Sorry if this is getting kind of confusing or a little convoluted, but this is what I'm starting to trade now, futures. So I want to kind of explain what I'm doing. So I'm waiting, just waiting for my level, There, I get my first 10 contracts at that 284 level right here. And I'm waiting, just seeing what it does. I'm not doing anything crazy yet. There, that is where I add after this. It tries to break below and it's bought back up. I add to 20 contracts and I say, okay, if I get stopped out of this, I'm down another 100 bucks or something, and I will just, that's it. I'm done. I'm down 500 bucks in the day. And while I'm disappointed, I'm not that upset with myself. Like I shouldn't have been down that much, but that would have been okay because I've been doing really well recently. I've had bigger days than that on my green days, so I wouldn't have been too upset. So we come right back up to this level here, right as it broke down, and I sold 5 of them there, and then I think I sold another 5 there, so I sold half at this level. There, I sold another 5, and then as it came all the way back up here to 284.75 right before we broke down right here. I sold the last 10 and then I went short 5 contracts. So that was pretty sick. I didn't manage this very well. I was managing that well. I waited pretty long to do anything. And much how you guys know that I buy for breakouts, this is the same thing as selling or shorting a breakdown. Now this never works out for me. See, I'm averaging, like I'm shorting more now because I think we're going to break through. And then we don't break through. So it all boils down to the fact, and yes, I covered some here, but this was kind of just sketchy, adding these contracts here. So without making this video too long, I need to not, average, or I need to not buy more on breakouts. Like if I was long here, I shouldn't be adding up here. And if I go short here, I shouldn't be shorting more here. I should be covering here, right? So you need to play your levels, and there shouldn't be buys and sells at the same level unless it already breaks through and then it comes back up, let's say, and you're shorting in here. And then sure, this went against you, but you can't control that. Or if you're going long, right? If you're long here at the double bottom and you're selling up in here, you shouldn't really be longing that same level that you sold unless it broke through, it came back down, and then you're longing it after confirmation. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to go through today. Sorry if that was annoying and long, but you guys have a great day. Check it out here on YouTube. We're starting to bring in some revenue. You guys, I'm so happy. I'm so happy about this. I tell you this every day. It's like $12 yesterday, or on Tuesday, $10 on Monday. Like I never thought I would ever make any money on YouTube, and now it's beginning. So again, just thank you guys so much. Just leave questions, comments below. Join the Discord if you want. We talk all the time. We help each other. Message me if you want. Other than that, we will see you tomorrow. Have a good one.